YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Fultz here, back with another video here on the channel, and today I'm going to be showing you guys and explaining how I went from a noob on keyboard to an average player on keyboard. This is kind of for, you know, a beginner's guide on how to get decent on keyboard and how to make the game enjoyable on keyboard. I know that when you first switch from controller to keyboard, it is almost unenjoyable to play the game, and this is kind of going to be a guide and kind of talking you guys through how I did it. So obviously there are three big things in Fortnite: your aim, your building, and your movement. Obviously editing goes in with building, and the first thing that I want to talk about is movement, because I think that movement when you're first starting out is the most frustrating and the hardest thing to get better at. So the way that I got better at movement was just playing the game. I mean, you can do, you know, box fights, and you can do 1v1s and zone wars and all that stuff. You can do all those things, but those aren't necessarily going to help your movements. The two things that helped my movement the most was zone wars, like 1v1, 3v3 zone wars, those type of things, and 1v1 realistics, and honestly just playing the game. Like, as much as I want to come on here and tell you you could grind out your movement for 6 hours and be a goat at movement, you can't, unfortunately. Like, I mean, there are like obstacle courses and stuff that you can do to maybe make your movement better, but I never did that because I find those boring, and like I want to work on other skills while working on movement, because movement is one of those things. Movement is not something that you're going to be good at right away, and it's not something that you can spend 6 hours in an aim trainer to get your aim better. Movement is just playing the game. And then I think that movement, honestly, is, although I'm talking about it first, should be the last thing that you worry about, because it just comes with playing the game and playing other games. Like, even if you get tired of Fortnite, hop on Siege and, you know, play Siege or Minecraft, and make sure you're playing those games on keyboard and mouse. All the games that I played, like Red Dead, Minecraft, Siege, I used to play on controller. Now I switch everything to keyboard, and it honestly has helped my movement. My movement is still not perfect, and it won't be for you after 2 weeks either. The next thing I wanted to get into was editing. Editing for me has actually been a very big problem for me, and it's not like the actual, you know, peanut butter edit or the box edit or whatever. It has been my edit timing, because on controller you hit it and you edit. It's so easy to edit on controller. Obviously, like, you know, the thing that is hard on controller is actually the peanut butter edits, the box edits. On keyboard you have a mouse, it's not hard. It's about the edit timing, and one thing that really helped me with my edit timing is I was doing Raiders editing maps from, like, you know, chapter 1 when people couldn't edit. I used those to get my timing down. I also used Jiven's practice map, and Jiven's practice map helped me so much because you can slow down how fast you move. You can get the actual keybinds and the, like, timing down, and then you can slow it down or speed it up relative to how you do it. So that's how I got my editing on point. And obviously with free building, you know, it's kind of, you know, a huge thing. I think free building is honestly probably the most important thing for your building. You need to be free building, you know, that 20 to 30 minutes a day. Now, when it comes to aim, unless you are crazy on controller, your aim instantly gets better. My shotgun aim I've never been hitting so many 185s. I've never been hitting that, and that's from just playing the game. Obviously, you know, I will show you my warm-up routine after, and I think this is a warm-up routine that you can take and change relative to what your skill level is. If your skill level is, you know, you're terrible at aiming and better at building, then obviously spend more time on the aim. But if you know, vice versa, right? But when it comes to aiming, honestly, just an aim trainer. You can either go on Osu. Osu's really good for that. You can go on, you know, Kovacs and stuff like that, or you can just do aim trainers on the game. And I prefer the aim trainers on the game because you're actually playing the game. You're still getting the movement down. You're still getting everything down. I think another thing too is, you know, that I didn't mention is game sense. You know, on controller, you are kind of busting into people's boxes and using your SMG a lot more than you would on keyboard. On keyboard, you need to kind of have the mindset of you need to be shitting on people, full boxing them, taking good edits. On controller, I was never doing that, and that's why I switched, is because I never could wrap around my head not jumping into people's boxes and 50-50ing. The thing about keyboard is you have to think every fight needs to be a 70-30 you. So if you're taking a peek, the odds of you hitting that shot compared to them needs to be at least 70-30 for you to be a good keyboard player. And, you know, these are just for average players. You know, I'm not looking to tell you how to go pro yet, because I'm not, but I'm telling you how to be an average player. So without further ado, I'm going to head into an actual game, show you my warm-up routine, and kind of show you where I am at when it comes to playing the game. Alright, as you can see, we are in a free build right now. This is how I start off all my days, in a free build. And like I said, like, this is more of a beginner's guide than anything. I am far from a competitive player. You know, I think I can go into pubs and be successful, or go into a ranked reload, or, you know, sometimes, you know, you have a pop-off in ranked. You know, I definitely would not consider myself anything good, but a beginner's guide to starting keyboard, going from, you know, not being able to build to this is in 2 weeks. You know, I think this is a very realistic, you know, possibility for a lot of these players. You know, I don't think that, you know, all these guys say go pro in 1 week. It's not happening. It's realistically not happening. So I usually free build for about 10-15 minutes. I kind of go up, or if you know, don't want to set a time length, I usually go up to height, you know, 2 or 3 times, and then go back down, do it again, until I feel, you know, how good I am, or how, like, you know, if I feel right. And then yeah, but I think that pushing yourself in free builds, and, you know, free builds does get frustrating because you fall, you do all this stuff. It's frustrating, but free builds is probably the #1 thing that if you could only do one thing, it would probably be free builds. So I would definitely recommend doing free builds a lot in the early days of changing the keyboard. And yeah, I will hop into the next thing right now. Alright, so a lot of you probably honestly recognize this map. This map was probably made in like 2019, right when Creative came out. But this is what I'm talking about struggling with. You know, I struggle with my edit timing, and I still do. Still not perfect at it, but I recommend coming in here and doing all the edit ones that kind of, you know, obviously that you struggle with, all the edits, the peanut butter edits, the going down edits, the triple edits, the double edits. The only problem with this one is it doesn't have a timer, or it doesn't have a speed changer, so you can't go from high speed to low speed. There obviously are ones that you can, but this is Raiders practice map, or edit practice map V2. This is definitely a map that I recommend. This is the map that I use. I do this every day before I hop on the actual game. There's lots of different ones you can use. You can do something like this, where it's just, you know, easy ones like that. You can go up here and do something like this. There's lots of different options here. I would totally recommend doing something like this. It kind of gets your brain, your mind into the edit timing, if that's something you struggle with like myself. But this is a super important map for me. I use this every single day, and it is something that has helped me drastically on my editing. Now, Jiven's practice map. This is an all-in-one for me. This is a all-in-one for me. I use it for the aim hub. I use it for the guided free build, the editing, the headshot box fight, free build with bots, and the rapid piece control all in one. This map is absolutely unbelievable. This is the one where you can kind of go normal, slow-mo, whatever, get your timing down. This map is super good. I don't really use it for the bots. I think there's piece control maps for that work maybe a little bit better. But I mean, all in one, I mean, this map has it all. And honestly, like, if you, you know, don't want to spend as much time and you only want to use one map, this is the map that you need to be using. This map has helped me so much in my building, my free building, and honestly, my aim, my everything. I won't show you guys the aim and everything, but trust me when I say this, this map is an all-in-one, with the piece control, with everything. There's only one more thing that I usually do, and this is actually when I was talking about more of like the movement thing. This next map is more about what I use for my movement, and I will get to that right now. Last but most definitely not least, we have Raiders piece control. V3, I mean, you can do V1, you can do V2, you can do whatever one you want, but this one is super good for movement. You know, obviously, like, this is kind of a weird one. You can't just run straight. You can't run straight to get it. You're obviously gonna hit this wall. So one thing that I like to do here is, you know, I mean, you can do it whatever way you want, but you really have to work on your movement. You can go so many different, see, like, you can see, like, this is, I'm not as good as, you know, as maybe you thought I was. I'm not very good, but I went from being, you know, an average player, or a noob, to an average player. So this is totally a beginner's guide to this, and, you know, you'll be seeing a lot more, like, you know, guides as I get better, just to kind of show you guys that it is possible. You know, for me, it wasn't possible. For years and years and years, I tried it. I bought the keyboard joystick because I couldn't get down movement. That's how desperate I was to switch to keyboard. And, you know, with a little bit of research and a little bit of, you know, hope about seeing other people do it, I was able to kind of finally make that switch and get to the point on keyboard where I feel like I am confident in fighting people in ranked and in normal games. I am very far from playing tournaments, but hopefully soon we can get that. My goal is next FNCS to be able to play and be a good, decent player in that. I don't want to be Booga. Well, I do want to be Booga, but I might, you know, I'm not going to be able to get there by that time. But this map is perfect for me. I usually spend 20 to 30 minutes in here doing all these different drills and stuff like that. Like, this isn't the only one that I use. You know, I try to go through 3 or 4 of them just to kind of get the hang of things. Like, I like this one too. It's kind of like the same idea, but there's a little bit more movement involved with it. You know, another thing too this is really good about is placing your builds more methodically than just kind of, you know, spamming and free building. You kind of got to think about what you're going to do before you do it, which is a good thing for this map. And yeah, I'm honestly excited about the journey, and I'm excited to take y'all with me. So I will go back to lobby, and we will talk about this one last time. Alright everybody, I appreciate you guys making it to the end. If this video genuinely helped you, let me know down in the comments. If you want me to still make these videos, I will, because I do genuinely enjoy making these videos. It also helps me get better, and also helps you guys get better. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a sub, and a like, and a comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.